seriously, what is this? Obviously, you have plenty of experience with the Zoom stuff, but this would seem even more unusual than that.
Yeah, I mean, the off season has been really beneficial. I think kind of how these past couple years have gone. The interactive learning program that we developed is absolutely incredible, and I think that it's made everybody a lot more familiar with the computers, how to use the computers, how the players utilize the computers. So it's not as uncomfortable as you think it would be. You know, you've got everybody zoomed in, whoever needs to be zoomed in whenever that needs to happen, and in this case, it's a couple guys, and so we have them all in there full time, and then anything you got to get to them, it's easy to get to them. So it's just kind of become second nature because that's just kind of where everything's going. So it's been great.
Did you think about having one of those little robots with the laptop on it?
So I saw that one. There was something that Billy Turner was like a robot with an iPad face on it. I think we should just have those all the time anyways. I mean, that would be a blast. I'd love to have all kinds of guys going around. But no, we didn't have that, but that's pretty cool. We might have to get to that. You never know.
Seriously, though, on a serious note, though, the practice film is just like he would be watching practice film any other time?
Yeah, I mean, you just got the Zoom, and we talk about it. We're all talking, and he's just right in there. I mean, anybody that's done a Zoom, I mean, it's as you get comfortable with it, it's like the person's right next to you. I mean, you've got the only difference is when you're in the meetings and when somebody wants to interject, it just kind of it's really loud and you hear it from the speaker system, so it kind of makes you jump, which I like because it keeps everybody on their toes. You never know who's going to be talking next. So, but it's been good.
Daniel, did you just delete all the Odell Beckham Jr. plays that you had for the season now that you signed him with the Rams?
Oh, you just keep game planning with all the guys you got, and whoever comes into the building, you're excited to have and be part of the family.
Do you even have time to even pay attention to any of that as it's going on this week, or not really?
Not really. I mean, it's hard. I mean, because you're getting ready, and especially early in the week, you're trying to get ready for the Seattle Seahawks, and I love the guys that we have on this football team. So your focus is on who's here, and if something happens, you always have to be ready to adjust. I feel like every week that's kind of the main topic is how we're going to adjust, each week. So whoever's there is going to be there, and I'm so grateful. I mean, the wide receivers, in that room, I'm just excited to get them all out there at full strength, which hasn't happened a lot this year. And all those guys bring so much. So I'm so excited for our room that we have. And if somebody else came, hey, we'd embrace them also.
Nathaniel, we know how great you think Aaron is. What concerns, if any, do you have from a football perspective of his readiness or what he loses out? We know that if anybody can play without practicing, it's him. I get all that, but there's still a value in practicing. What kinds of things are you worried about on Sunday if he's playing without any work?
It's gonna. I mean, you're right. There's this unknown. I mean, as a coach, you want to prepare the guys so bad. I mean, it's what we live for during the week, is putting these plays in, showing them the looks, having them get up there, having them call the plays, rehearsing everything. You feel them be comfortable. You feel yourself be comfortable. You feel the players around them. So it's just that whole operation. It makes you I mean, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to make it so everybody's comfortable and ready to go execute. So we don't necessarily have that because we haven't been able to have him go out there and call those plays and watch it execute. But at the same time, when you have a Thursday game, you don't really practice. You walk through. So we have done some good things on those Thursday night games. So like everybody has said, if anybody can do it, it's definitely Aaron, and you feel more comfortable with it being a guy like Aaron. But there's just the unknown of not going out there and executing the plays that we're going to be going out there against them. So it's interesting.
Sorry,
I was trying to find something because for me, I'm legitimately going, gosh, what are we going to miss? What is he going to miss? And so hey, we'll see.
So he didn't really have true practices the week of the Cardinals game, and then you guys came back and kind of had. Was that mostly above the neck for that Monday after the mini bye?
That was so long ago. I think we did some full speed stuff.
Okay, so that would be the only practice he would have had then between
Yes.
now and before the Washington game.
Correct.
That's a long time
Wait,
without practice,
yes.
even for somebody as good as him.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that you're definitely going to wonder about, but, you know, again, with Aaron, I mean, I'm not too nervous about it. There's just the unknown, I guess.
Nathaniel, what was the week like with Jordan, especially going over the Kansas City game? You did that on Monday, I assume?
Yes.
When you talked to him?
Mhm.
And breaking down things, how did he just view that game, and then what's the process been with him during the week here?
Yeah, first and foremost, I'm really proud of Jordan. I mean, getting thrown in there in that kind of an environment, you know, he did some really good things, and it wasn't too big for him. I think that's always the first thing that you look for as a coach is a guy that is able to approach it. He's able to take criticism, take coaching. So I think all those things are great. And, you know, it's a great opportunity for him now to get more reps that he never would have gotten. So that's just going to help him for his future, just like that game helps him for his future. And he's a guy that's getting better. And you saw it as that game went on. So I think those are all positive things, and he's been great. I mean, that's the good thing about Jordan is, you know, he's the same guy no matter what. Nothing's too big for him, and he just goes out there and plays ball. So it's been a good week. More experience is better.
And we've heard Matt say after games multiple times when stretches of things have not gone well, where he's regretted not running the ball more, not calling more running plays. I'm not trying to be a smart ass like asking this question, but does you or somebody else on the staff sort of need to be like the guy during the game, like in his ear saying, hey, don't forget about the run? You know, I mean, like, do you guys talk about that sort of communication at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're always kind of going over those things throughout the game, even in the process of the drives. We're always communicating and talking to each other. You know, there's a lot of thoughts that go through the headset, and, you know, you've got those headsets on, so everybody's a direct link right into your ears. But I think, you know, in the end, Matt has done an amazing job. I mean, these 3 years, and he has continually, you know, questioned a lot of the things that he's done and taken the blame for him. And I mean, I'll tell you, I mean, we've had a lot of success here, and in the end, you know, it's about, you know, guys have to execute as much as, you know, we always want the perfect play. Coaches are their hardest critics, without a doubt, and so he continually does that. And you know, it goes on all of us. It goes on the coaches, the players, everybody, to be able to execute and do those things. So I believe that, you know, everybody's always throwing out ideas, and, you know, we all look back and definitely wish somehow, some way we could have gotten more run plays called. But we're always going to say that anytime we don't get the result that we want.
So Nathaniel, what did you find out about Jordan that you didn't already know or think? Like, it was obviously the most valuable, authentic experience he's had in his 2 years. So what kinds of things did you learn?
I'm telling you, his toughness, I mean, there were some shots that he took, and when you take those shots or you throw a pick or something happens, that's when you get to learn a lot about a guy. And I think that when those things happened, he didn't skip a beat. He didn't let it affect him. And I think that was really important to see, because now you could start advancing in those. He's a tough kid. And I remember a story, a quarterback that I coached in the past that, you know, it was like the second series or something like that, and he threw a pick six and goes to the house, and, you know, that was the first time I'd been calling plays for him, and watching him, you know, watching his reaction, he just kind of comes over and is like, hey, I got that one out of the way, let's go. And I think that that's a dude, you know, that's a guy that you're like, okay, it's okay. We ended up winning the game. So I think that watching Jordan and then he goes down and scores a touchdown that next drive, like that's awesome. Like that's what you're looking for. And so I think those two things, just the toughness of being able to take the hits, hang in there. And I mean, Kansas City, I mean, growing up there as a kid, I mean, that is legitimately the loudest stadium in the league. That is not an easy place to play. And so I think that along with his toughness and his ability to, hey, brush it off and go to the next play was great to see.
So the guys talked a lot about how even-keeled he is and calm he is. You know, we also see times where Aaron is, I think we can agree, not exactly even-keeled if something doesn't go the way he wants.
He shows his emotion sometimes, yes.
Is that part of Jordan that, like, I'm not saying he can't be a really good quarterback because he doesn't get ticked off or doesn't shout or whatever, but is that something that he will develop as he plays more, where he can maybe show more of that and maybe need to show more?
I think we'll find out. I mean, every guy's different. I mean, Aaron is his own world. You know, Jordan's a completely different person. Every person you coach, you know, when we go in there, they're all unique and special in their own way. And I think the idea is to figure out what kind of quarterback you are and what you can play at your highest level and stick with that. It doesn't necessarily have to emulate anybody else, but there were some good things to see this past week.